Every single night, your brain tells you a story. Sometimes you're falling through the sky. Sometimes you're running from something you never see. Sometimes you're talking to people who have been gone for years. And sometimes, you wake up convinced it all meant something. But within minutes, most of it disappears. That's strange. Because you spend nearly 6 years of your life dreaming. Thousands of nights. Hundreds of thousands of dreams. Yet scientists still can't answer one surprisingly simple question. Why do we dream at all? Think about it. Dreaming is one of the most universal human experiences. It doesn't. For thousands of years, people believed dreams were messages. Some thought they came from gods. Others believed they revealed the future. Ancient rulers even delayed battles because of a single dream. To them, dreams weren't imagination. They were warnings. But as science replaced mythology, researchers expected the mystery to disappear. Surely dreams were just random electrical activity inside the brain. A meaningless side effect of sleep. Simple. Except, the evidence refused to cooperate. Researchers later discovered something unexpected. Your brain becomes astonishingly active while you dream. In fact, during REM sleep, some regions of the brain are almost as active as they are when you're fully awake. That raises an uncomfortable question. If dreaming serves no purpose, why would evolution preserve such an energy-intensive process for millions of years? Nature rarely wastes energy, especially not every single night. However, that's only part of the story. Because dreaming doesn't happen randomly. Most vivid dreams occur during REM sleep, a stage where your eyes move rapidly beneath your eyelids while the muscles of your body become temporarily paralyzed. Your brain is creating entire worlds, while making sure your body doesn't act them out. That alone is extraordinary. Imagine watching a movie so realistic that your brain briefly accepts it as reality. Your heart races. Your breathing changes. You feel joy, fear, relief, even grief. Yet none of it is actually happening. So why would the brain create such convincing simulations? One leading theory suggests that dreams may function as a kind of virtual training ground. Imagine your ancestors sleeping thousands of years ago. During the day, survival depended on recognizing danger. At night, perhaps the brain continued practicing. Running from predators. Avoiding cliffs. Escaping disasters. Even today, many of our dreams involve conflict, danger, or uncertainty. Researchers noticed this surprising pattern across different cultures. Our sleeping minds often rehearse situations that challenge us emotionally. But something even stranger happened. Not all dreams are frightening. Some solve problems. Throughout history, artists, scientists, and inventors have claimed that important ideas first appeared in dreams. A melody, a scientific insight, a creative solution. Sometimes the sleeping brain makes connections that the waking mind never could. Why? Because while you're awake, your thoughts usually follow familiar paths. During dreams, those rules loosen. Ideas that normally remain separate suddenly collide. The impossible becomes possible. Researchers believe this unusual freedom may help the brain discover unexpected patterns. However, that still doesn't explain the strangest part of dreaming. If dreams are so important, why do we forget almost all of them within minutes of waking up? Your brain spends hours creating an extraordinary experience. Then, almost immediately, it lets it disappear. That seems completely irrational. Unless forgetting is actually part of the design. And that's where the mystery becomes even deeper. Because scientists are beginning to suspect that dreams may not exist to be remembered at all. They may exist to quietly change the brain itself. Yet one question still remained. If scientists still can't fully explain why we dream, what exactly is your brain doing for nearly 2 hours every night? The answer may be far stranger than anyone expected. Perhaps dreams aren't trying to show you the future. Perhaps they're trying to prepare you for it. Think about the last dream you remember. It probably wasn't a perfect replay of your day. Instead, it borrowed pieces from different moments. A familiar face. An old classroom. A street you've never actually visited. Your brain stitched them together into something entirely new. At first glance, it feels random. But researchers noticed a fascinating pattern. The dreaming brain constantly mixes old memories with new experiences. It's as if your mind is running thousands of tiny experiments while you sleep. What if these ideas were connected? What if this happened instead? What can I learn from this? In many ways, dreaming may be less like watching a movie, and more like your brain running invisible simulations. However, something even stranger happens while you're asleep. Dreams don't only replay emotions. They seem to reorganize them. Imagine carrying every stressful moment from your life without ever processing it. Every embarrassment, every fear, every loss. Eventually, your mind would become overwhelmed. Some neuroscientists believe dreaming may help soften the emotional weight of difficult experiences, not by erasing them, but by carefully filing them away. It's almost as though your brain becomes both a storyteller and a therapist at the same time. While you sleep, it quietly reorganizes your emotional world. Yet that idea raises another mystery. If dreams help process emotions, why do nightmares exist? Why would the brain deliberately create terrifying experiences? Researchers believe nightmares may also serve a purpose. Fear is one of humanity's oldest survival tools. Long before modern civilization, our ancestors lived in a world filled with predators, conflict, and uncertainty. A brain capable of imagining danger before it happened may have been more prepared when real danger appeared. Even today, many nightmares revolve around the same ancient themes: being chased, getting lost, falling, losing someone. These fears connect us to instincts that evolved long before written history. But perhaps the greatest mystery isn't what we dream about. It's the fact that every human being dreams at all. Despite decades of brain scans, sleep laboratories, and neuroscience research, no single theory explains every dream. Some dreams seem to strengthen memory. Others encourage creativity. Some process emotion. Others appear completely meaningless. Perhaps the answer isn't one explanation. Perhaps dreams exist because they perform many different jobs at once. Just as the heart doesn't serve only one purpose, neither does the sleeping brain. And maybe that's why dreams continue to resist a simple explanation. Because they aren't one phenomenon. They are many. Every night, while you sleep, your brain continues working without asking for your permission. It reorganizes memories, builds new connections, processes emotions, explores impossible ideas, and occasionally creates stories so vivid that they stay with you for years. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding is believing that sleep is the opposite of being awake. In reality, some of the most important work your brain ever does happens with your eyes closed. So the next time you wake from a dream you can't quite remember, don't assume it was meaningless. You may have already forgotten the story, but your brain may have remembered the lesson. And perhaps that's why scientists still can't fully explain why we dream. Because dreams aren't simply something we experience. They may be one of the ways the human mind quietly rebuilds itself, every single night.